Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining for the today's webinar. For today's webinar session, we will be reviewing our AI system that works with Profit and Avid. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. Um, so currently, right now, I am in the new Outlook, as you can see. I do have my Avid CRM open, and I'll be just opening up the Avid CRM software. So for anyone that doesn't have Avid CRM or has Profit, I'll kind of show you the Profit system. So this is the new Outlook, and as you can see, there's the CRM AI button right there as well. If you don't have that, you want to check your version. So if we go to the help and then about Profit, you may have to be in the 9.1 version or higher. So you may need to update your system for the Profit CRM, or you can contact our support team at support@avidian.com and they can help you as well. For Avid, there's really no update because it's all based off the web. So all of the updates or any new updates that we release for Avid, it automatically gets pushed out. So there's really nothing that you would need to do in order to see any future updates. So as you can see, we are in my Avid system here. Um, we're in Contact Manager. We can see opportunity, company, and campaign. But you don't really have to be in each specific manager folder for the AI to work. So you can be in Contact Manager. The AI button would always be there. When you hover over it, you do see two different ones. One is called CRM AI, which everyone has access to. There's really no restrictions on that. However, on the AI assistant, which is our agentic AI, we call it, that is still in development. But the normal CRM AI, it is released for everyone. So in order to use it, you would just click the CRM AI, and it will open up another window, and it brings you to the Avidian AI system. Now, it may ask you for your login if you haven't used it before. It may ask for your credentials. Your credentials are basically the same as your Profit login or your Avid login. It's the same login credentials. So if it does ask you that, just go ahead and log in, and then you'll get to this screen here. Um, Now, as you can see, it say start a conversation. So basically, here's your message prompt here. Um, Now, any questions that you may ask is basically off of your specific CRM data. The data does not get shared, and we do not retain any of your information. It's only accessible by you. So the AI does not retain any information when you ask it specific questions or anything about your data. Um, so right now, um, where I believe in phase two, where you can ask it how-to questions, right? And then also ask it questions regarding your data. So one simple, example that we can use is, if I want to ask if I want to learn how to do something within the CRM, maybe I want to know how do I create a contact? Oh, it logged me out, most likely because I wasn't logged in prior. So let me go ahead and just relog back in. How to create a contact. Now, the AI system will kind of go through some of the steps. So as you can see, I asked it, how do I create a contact? It gave me certain steps here. Here are the steps for Avid CRM or within Profit. open Contact Manager, click the drop down arrow next to New, and then there's an option that says New Contact. So it gave me all the steps on how to manually do it. So there's, the steps that you can do it. There's also a tip. If you enter a company name, Avid CRM automatically creates and links that corresponding company record. So that's a great tip because it does, a lot of people may not know that, when you create a contact within the CRM and you include the company name, it also creates the company record as well. So basically, you can knock out two records at the same time, all just by creating that specific contact. Also, when you're creating a contact, and let's say maybe you already have that company already existing in the database, um, then you can just put in that company name and it will automatically link it to that company. Um, we can ask it the same thing, how to create a company. Maybe I want to know how would I create a company, right? Um, so the Avid CRM takes a couple seconds to kind of give you that answer. And as you can see, there's two different ways that you can create a company. As you can see, to create a company, the method one is to let a contact create it automatically, where the first step was how to create a contact. And that's basically what it's stating, that you can create a a company directly from a contact if you add that information in. And then the method two is, create a separate, just the company itself. Um, you would just open company manager, new, and then new company, and then you would put in that information. Um, there's some tips here, especially when it comes to company names. You want to have the company name consistent so you can avoid duplications. One example could be JP Morgan Chase. If someone spells it out JP Morgan, and then maybe another employee of yours maybe spelling it out J.P. Morgan Chase, right? Because of that dot, the CRM won't be able to tell that it's the same company, even though you would know that you're referring to JP Morgan, but you are spelling it differently. So that's why it will create another company itself. So if everybody just, spells it out the way that you all agree on spelling out a specific company, then there won't be any duplicates. Another tip is, you can just go, if you already know the company already exists within the CRM, then you can just go to Company Manager, open up the company, and then just there's an option that says create a new contact. It'll automatically pre-fill however it's spelled with that company name, and then you just put in the information for the contact. It also has a tip for, if a company belongs under a parent, then open up the specific parent company, and then there's a child tab, and then you can add a new company as a child, right? So basically, maybe JP Morgan, New York, JP Morgan, California, depending on, if you have certain companies that has different locations, that's how you can use that child tab, right? Another question would be, how to create an opportunity. Opportunity. All right, so it gives us the steps on how to create the opportunity. As you can see, there's two different ways to do it. There's certain tips as well at the bottom. Making sure the company name is consistent. You can provide the close date, and then ensuring that there is a primary contact associated with that specific opportunity, right? So those are the steps right there on how to, create opportunities. So all of these questions that I asked is basically, how to questions, right? Um, Another question, maybe, some people may ask how to create a sales automation, right? Let's see if that can give us some descriptions or steps. Sales automation sometimes can be confusing for some people that hasn't used it, but yeah, there is a sales automation feature within the CRM, and there it is right there. So it does give us every single step on how to create that, right? Enter the email or task, save and activate the template, and then you can assign it to the record. So it gives you all the steps on how to do it. And then, you can just follow the process of creating that. So, like I said, these are all how to, um, something that you want to ask on how to do a certain thing, right? Let's move on and maybe let's ask it questions, particularly about your data, right? Um, So we can say we have a really large database. So some of these, when I ask it specific questions, it may take a lot more time than when it compared to yours because we have a whole lot of test data here. Let's see how many opportunities do let's say Donna Elliott have. Donna Elliott is basically one of my coworkers, and I just want to see how many opportunities maybe she currently has. And like I said, the timing on this is based on how much data is going through. So it didn't really take that long, about 13 seconds. There is a feedback button as well, up or down. Um, you can give a thumbs up that that is the correct amount, or you can leave a feedback um, of why you think it's not. So as you can see, it gave us a count, 521 opportunities Donna Elliott has. Um, how about we search up, how many active opportunities does Donna Elliott have? All right. So this AI can kind of replace your report manager, right? Because you can ask it specific questions. Um, so eventually, you can probably ask it many different types of data questions and it will give you the answer for it instead of you going through your database and kind of searching for it. As you can see, Donna Elliott has two active opportunities. So it gave us a count of, how many active opportunities she has. Um, we can we can ask it how many one opportunities does that. So that's another of our employee, um, Warren Stokes. So I'm gonna ask it, how many one opportunities does Warren Stokes have? So basically, any opportunities that he may have won or closed, um, and maybe I just wanted to know like a count for that, right? So let's give it a couple seconds. Let's see what the AI can give us. And like I said, some of this information that it's trying to collect is based on, on our data. Our database is very big, so this timing here may not be same as yours. Yours probably going to be much faster because of our time, of the amount of data that we have. We have a lot of test data and things like that. So as you can see, it does gave us the one opportunities that Warren Stokes have generated. Um, let's ask it a question, maybe which I know that maybe the AI will not be able to answer. How many? So I'm pretty sure we don't have anybody named John Smith on our team, or any employee named John Smith. So I'm just asking a question just to test it and see, if it will actually give us anything. Um, so as you can see, yes, so it says no user found in the system with the display name John Smith. Um, yeah, and that is correct. We don't have a John Smith employee. Um, however, like I said, if you spell Warren Stokes differently, maybe with A instead of N, it won't give you the information because the name is different. So spelling does matter on here as well because it's looking through your database to match a specific user, specific opportunities, or anything like that, right? Um, let's ask it questions, can I do that? I'm gonna ask it a very specific, difficult questions, right? Can I have a report of how many won opportunities for the month of January 2026? So let's see, what the AI can do here. And like I said earlier, the more you use the AI system, the more it will learn from your questions and the way you're retaining them. So it did give us an answer, which is value of 0, and that's correct because we don't really have any one opportunity that we entered into this test database in for January. So it did give us the one opportunities for January 2026, right? We can ask a question, maybe how about active. I'm gonna ask a question like, how many active opportunities for the month of January 2026. So if it's probably gonna count on, how many we have in January, and it looks like we have one. So most likely, we have like some type of a test data uh, in there that's given us that information, right? Um, let's ask it a more difficult questions, right? Um, let's see. I'm gonna ask it a specific question retaining to a contact. So the contact I stated was, what's the number for Donna Elliott? So that's the specific contact, and I want like the specific number for them. Um, maybe you just kind of try to go through all of your contacts and look for that information. But look, as you can see, it did give us the number associated with her. Most likely we have two Donna Elliott's entered there for testing purpose, but you may not have that. You're probably gonna have like one. If let's say that you don't have a duplicate of the same name, but it does give us both of the contacts, and it gave us the information that we wanted, which was the telephone number. Um, let's say how many companies do based in New York, date, and why? Let's ask it a generic question. Let's say, maybe I want to see how many companies we have in the state of New York. Um, let's see what it gives us. Look at that, 6,569. So like when I said that we have a really large database, I was not kidding. So as you can see, we have over 6,500 just in New York City, right? So these are some questions and data points that you can ask with the AI system. Um, and the more you use it, the more it will learn on how you want the specific answers, right? Um, but this is just to show on how our AI system works. If anyone has any questions, do please let me know. Um, Other than that, if there was any specific question that you want to see, you can definitely ask it here. Or we do appreciate, your feedback once you start using it. Do let us know of, how the AI is working for you. Other than that, if no one has questions, I do appreciate everyone's assistance here and hope everyone have a great day. Thank you.